Hello and welcome back to Helldivers 2 Loadout Roulette. This time we are going in with the Las-16 sickle, just the normal version, the stim pistol, that works, and the stun grenades. A little different, I can't remember, I think we've had these once before, but they're fun, they're a nice change of pace. Our armor is the SR-18 Roadblock, so siege ready. I just realized this is potentially useless? Yeah, it does not need reloading, so the sickle, I don't think benefits. The stim pistol will benefit, but it's only like 5 shots. So this is not actually the greatest setup we could have gotten. But our helmet is the Groundbreaker. Looks good, matches. The yellow accents work. And the Tyrant Hunter cape, mostly for the gray kind of concrete urban camo, since it matches the pants. But this time, we are going against the Automatons. So I will see you there. So, our stratagems are the Dog Breath, Drone, Gatling Sentry, Tesla Tower, and Anti-Personal Minefield. Just like last time, I have no AV capabilities. I have to rely on my team, or I have to do some, like, really niche and specific plays to try to survive this. Which is going to be interesting. We don't have that gunship spawner dead. I guess I'll move on it. I can't even help shoot down the actual gunships. Oh boy. Oh, and I gotta wait for that hell bomb to finish. Would have preferred you not to call that one in at the moment. Because now I'm kind of stuck sitting here waiting 30 seconds. The Dog Breath might actually be a decent play. Because hear me out on this one. Any like jetpack guys or anything like that that closes the gap, I can now deal with, and hopefully it doesn't result in them exploding. Because why would they explode from the acid or the gas? Hopefully I'm right on that. If I'm wrong, then oops. The more you know. I'm not a big fan of the Tesla Tower. Against melee guys, maybe, but otherwise I have to kind of position it in a way that protects it a little too much. But I have another little topic to talk about, coming in hot with these ones. I've seen people complaining that there hasn't been a lot to do in terms of story. Now we actually have things to do, thanks to the Gloom finally opening up and everything. But prior to that, there wasn't really anything to do, which I do agree. It was an issue. And to a degree, I think it still is an issue that we have big story points, and then we're just stuck sitting on our hands for an indeterminate amount of time. It's something I hope Arrowhead is very well aware of, because it's kind of a big issue. Oh. But I sat down and I was like, you know, what would be an actual solution? Because sitting here complaining doesn't solve the problem. Right, this doesn't have the ramping armor pen, I can't do the fun stuff like the other one. But so I was sitting there thinking, racking my brain, and I had an idea. Like, So we have major orders and we have personal orders. I would start introducing like lesser orders or minor orders where for players, instead of having them do, you know, some big sweeping thing, it's maybe a couple planets or a single planet, and it's just adding or removing a modifier. So it might be something like there's, I don't know, there's an increased number of factories being built on this planet. So players need to move on the automatons and destroy them. Otherwise, there's increased factory walker spawns, or increased Hulk spawns, or something like that. Some kind of modifier that introduces a little change. You know, spawns are improved somewhere. The players fight, do a thing, blow up factories, or do whatever enough times, and then the modifier goes away. You can do that with anything. You can start introducing extra unit types that don't normally show up, but in this case do, because, you know, a modifier is active. A lot of cool stuff can be done that's relatively simple, and you can have these active wherever. They don't need a set time limit, they don't need anything like that. They're just minor things that affect how the game plays.
Requesting sentry. Requesting fortifications. Reinforcing. Have a taste of democracy.
Well, that's what I was thinking, though, is just something to add a little bit of a modifier. It gives players a little goal, or just even something that's like, hey, for, you know, this planet or something, if you give us, or you extract with a certain number of samples of this type, we can activate free minefields for everyone within this region of space. If you want to get free minefields, you activate it. You contribute. If you don't really care, you just go elsewhere and keep playing. It's not some big, you know, game-breaking effect that you need to manage. Because I think that's also a little bit of an issue, is the game is very all or nothing. We're either dealing with the end of a world, or we're just kind of kicking rocks, being told, hey, defend a planet again. Oh, here's a timer. Make sure it doesn't get taken during this time frame. Move the DSS over it and, I don't know, wait. God, the lack of AV driving me insane. Especially with how many enemies there are. If this guy could just, like, die and then drop a Cullen second recoilless rifle, I would be... Actually, never mind, I would not be eternally grateful. I cannot benefit from that because I have my drone. Hey, the drone actually killed that guy. Okay, so it's doing... I'll say it's doing work. Not a lot of work, but work. Get him. Because, I mean, if we watch this guy, okay, he's gone. It's fairly fast. I'm coping a little, I'll be honest. I want to call him the Tesla Tower so bad, but it's just gonna fry civilians. This grenade launcher's absolutely spent. Also, dear God, is this like the Rocket Brigade? So many guys with rockets. Okay, civilians, you're on your own. Have fun. I'd say try not to die, but that's one hell of an ask. Dear God, they are doing it. Oh, except that guy, he got. Rip the homie. Actually, what we could do... Oh, hell. Relatively safe. I'm glad that landed in a corner. I mean, it sucks it's not doing anything, but at least it didn't land in the way of the civilians.
Calling down a sentry.
But yeah, the challenge, or like the minor objectives thing, I was talking with a friend about it, and we were just talking how this game's good. I enjoy it quite a lot. It just has the issue of the systems are not deep enough. Like, we haven't gotten weapon modding yet. And he had just gotten the Viper Commandos, where Bonnie looked at the Liberator Carbine and said, "Hey, so what good is this?" And I looked at him and I said, "I have no idea, man. I feel like a lot of the guns aren't good enough given, like, the armor system. You need medium armor pen. Yeah, you can aim for weak points, but in some of these cases, the damage is either... The armor makes it so you either deal damage or you do nothing. And that kind of sucks. It doesn't mean I should be able to, like, fry a tank if I shoot it long enough with a Liberator, but I should be able, you know, with the Striders, to eventually pummel the armor down. Even if I'm doing 10% damage, I'm doing something. Is it efficient? No, God no. But at least you're able to contribute and do something, as opposed to just plinking and being like, "Yep, I'm doing something." Nothing helpful, but it's something. What got called in? I saw a marker. Of course you called it right after I leave.
Helldivers never die.
Oh yeah, I have Stim Pistol. I can help my team.
Dropping a pin east, far.
Homeboy there is moving a little squirrely. Three out of 4.
Proceed to extraction when ready.
Don't tell me they screwed this up. I get the feeling they ended up changing, like they screwed up the Hellpod optimization so that now extra ammo capacity
Requesting sentry.
is not counted. So, like, because the grenade launcher naturally has...
Reinforcing.
It actually has 3 magazines, so because I get an extra one from my armor, it doesn't see it and just says, you get 3.
Found something.
I could really see that being the case. It's stupid, but I absolutely can see it. That's the kind of stuff I would honestly expect.
Calling down a sentry.
I hope that thing works. Let's see if I get a multi-kill from zapping guys. Oh yeah, it worked. I got 4.
Found something.
But the systems definitely need expansion, because there's been talk of the devs wanting to kind of roll this game into Helldivers 3, which some people interpret as they want to make a 3rd game, but I interpreted it as they just want to keep this game going long enough to effectively consider it Helldivers 3, which makes sense to me.
I'm on it.
And it's also probably the better option if you're doing a live service game to just keep a game rolling. You know, you don't want to be Blizzard and do Overwatch 2. Nobody wanted Overwatch 2. Especially as the years went by and everybody realized we weren't getting anything they promised. And it was just, hey, we want to try to sell you more crap. And I know people are kind of burnt out on live service, which I understand. I am too. I've seen enough of these games come and go to the point where you think people would learn something and they don't. They somehow learn all the wrong lessons. I saw a video talking about like how Sony has done their live service, and a point was made that they're not wrong in making live service games, they're wrong in how they make them. Which I had to agree with. Stuff like turning all of your single player games into having a live service multiplayer component was stupid. I always look at the God of War one. How do you make a multiplayer God of War? There's only one Kratos. What are you gonna have, Gods of War? It's gonna be goofy, it's not gonna make sense. Horizon, I feel, is an industry plant.
Dropship.
But none of that stuff makes sense. Does that mean all live service games are bad? No. You just need to learn how to actually do them. Because there's a lot of stuff we see being done wrong. Once again, you look at like EA trying to slap cosmetics and battle passes into Battlefield. It's failing to understand just because something works for one game or one studio doesn't mean it applies well to everything. A game like this, yeah, if it's supported correctly, given enough depth, it could last 10 years easy.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
It could also die in 6 months. It, I feel, nearly died with what we can officially call the Nerf Divers era. The fact that they managed to pull out of that tailspin was surprising, because I didn't expect them to.
Found something.
I find a lot of studios tend to be
Requesting sentry.
best way to put it is up their own ass so far that they don't care. It's, oh, you don't understand. And some people may not understand. Some people may. Yes, there is a curse to this. The collective intelligence of a community also means the collective stupidity. But you can also have, good lessons learned here. Ah, couldn't get to him. I don't think that works. Just kinda realizing here. God, I wish I'd gotten the wasp. This would have been so much easier. Because that's practically the anti-automaton weapon. I can't even, like, call in anything to go, oh, this'll protect my team. No, I have a turret that's still got a minute left on its timer, and some other crap. What do we have? Arc thrower. I'll take it. That is a good trade.
Requesting fortifications. Calling down a sentry.
I don't think I even hit them, but I'll pretend I did and feel cool about it. Yeah, the orange guy, the host, is just putting in work while the rest of us are just
Orbital inbound.
kind of trying to fend off what we can. Is that thing even zapping? That's distracting. That's good enough for me. There we go. A lot of people get kind of spooked when I start shooting at them, and it's like, no, please, I'm just trying to do my job. It's really difficult. These projectiles are terrible. I get why they can't really make them much better, because if they hit super well, then this is effectively like 20-some half stims. And that's a lot of healing. I don't know what I just witnessed.
Requesting sentry.
Minding my own business, trying to shoot the guy round the corner, and he just blows himself up like, oh, okay. That's a tactical choice.
Reinforcing. Calling in reinforcement. Calling down fortifications.
Deploying mine field. Stand clear.
New mag. Calling down a sentry.
Sending down sentry.
Throwing supply beacon. Calling in extraction.
Roger. Pelican 1 will re-attempt pickup at extraction zone.
ETA
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Throwing grenade! Tonight, have a taste of democracy! Requesting orbital! Reload it! New mag! Exit me!
ETA T-minus 1 minute. ETA T-minus 30
Requesting sentry!
seconds.
Requesting fortifications!
Deploying minefield, stand clear. ETA T-minus 20 seconds. ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
I've been thinking, how do you buff mines? I don't really know. Because I know like nobody likes them to the point where we still don't have the gas mines. And I don't blame anybody.
Landing in progress.
They're just one of those weapon systems where I'm like, yeah, they certainly can do a thing. Come on.
Sending in an eagle!
There we go. God.
Reload! Dropship! Calling down a sentry!
Deploying sentry.
Out of ammo. Requesting air support.
Waiting for somebody to jump in the dropship. I don't want to be that guy. Always hate being that guy unless it's like a really dire situation, in which case I'm just like, okay, time to go.
Calling down fortifications!
Deploying minefield.
I think I'm getting used to the sickle. Feels a little bit better, you know, by the end of the mission. Well, bye-bye, Tesla turret. I had a few of these moments too where everybody's like, should we just stay and shoot? And I'm like, I mean, we can,
Sending in an
but should we?
dropship! Orbital inbound!
It always feels like it's one of those we're doing so well moments, nobody wants to break the momentum, but
Requesting sentry!
we don't get anything.
Reloading! Requesting air support!
You know, it'd be different if we got XP, but we don't, so what do we do? And I think they just keep spawning. It's not like they'll dry up and eventually be like, nah, we're done, you guys can leave.
Last reload! Calling down a sentry!
Countdown initiated.
Okay, now we're leaving, finally.
Activating shield tag.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.